both the I should say it says failed to post to Facebook. What? Okay, fine. We'll do it anyway. Huh. That's really strange. It won't let me post to Facebook.
Really?
All right, fine. Fine. It's my own channel. I don't care. We're going to go. All right. Hi, everybody. I am Greg Smithwick. I am, as you see, the official Uplift World tour guide. And that happened because I'm the co-founder of the server, and so I know where everything is. I knew where everything was, and then 100,000 people, not that many, but a bunch of people showed up and started building cool new stuff. And I'm giving a tour today to Chris Tuttle from Cogs. You guys do digital art, right? Like NFTs?
We sure do. Yeah, we do NFT collectibles on wax, but they're game collectibles. So they'll be used in a number of different games. And in fact, the acronym COG stands for Keys to Other Games.
Nice.
So the first game that we've got is this Cog Slam game, and it's in beta right now. You can sign up for it if you have 40 cogs in a slammer. And it's exactly what you'd imagine. You build stacks of cogs, you slam them, and then you win the ones that you flipped. Right now, it's just a play for free mode, though you don't actually lose cogs, although modes like that are coming.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that and then a bunch of other games will be coming for it as well. We're in our second edition. We did a pretty successful 3-hour first edition sale. And then the second edition, we did a 3-hour collector's sale. And now we're into our 90-day standard booster pack sale where you can get them for $8 US on Atomic Hub.
So it's not like you're busy or anything.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah. And of course, Cogs is from R Fox Games, which was just spun off from Red Fox Labs. So we just have a new general manager. His name is Fadsley, and he's been taking over the reins from Ben as Ben moves on to other Red Fox Labs projects. So it's been a lot in the last couple of months.
You guys got it going on over there. All right. So how did you hear about our little thing?
So on Wax, I have always tried to participate in as many releases as possible. I actually came over to Wax during the first big Ethereum gas issue. I was reading Axes before that in Axie Infinity and made a little ether over there. And so then I wanted to try to see what other projects were there. The space was really open at the time. So I got involved in Top Shot. I got involved in Wax and a few other areas like that and just tried to see what it was like to open some packs and meet the communities. So
yeah, I've been watching Ken Bozak's community go nuts about the Top Shots thing. Like I don't know much about any of this, but it's been interesting to dip in and learn a little bit. Like the first thing I did was I bought a bunch of Atari console NFTs because that's how old I am. I remember those.
No, we have some of those too. They're great.
So all right, so let me get my screen share here. You are in the game. That's good, but I'm going to do this so we can show everybody else what we're going to see. Now I'm going to warn everybody, as I warned Chris when we started here. See, I have my safari suit on because I'm a tour guide. I warned Chris that today there's a huge server migration in progress because we're growing so fast. We needed to do that, and so things may be a little slow to build in. And what we'll do with that time is we'll talk about. You can give me like the crash course in which NFTs I should be buying and putting in my Wax wallet.
I sure can.
So where we're going to start the tour, we're in what we call the Origin Cave, and there's actually an older cathedral from when we first started the server. Every Sunday morning, a few of us would gather in there and tack a sign on the wall that showed our gratitude. And they built a cave under it, sort of like a dark, mysterious place with waterfalls and plants, and to sort of set a mood before we walked out into the big sunny cathedral every Sunday morning. And when Corey built primarily the new cathedral, the dome that you're going to see, I built an even bigger Origin Cave down here. And the reason we're facing into the dingy utility part of the cave is because when we turn around, you're going to see one of the most amazing things we have going on in here so far, which is an artwork by Jennifer Barrett. She did a mural for us on the far wall of the cathedral. And she so basically it's a guide showing other people the stars, and that's really central to the kind of community we built. We wanted to, Carl Sagan figures prominently in our excitement of the romance of exploration and science. And so anytime we can signify that in some symbology, that's what we do. So there you go. You have a star guide showing other people the wonders of the universe. And that's
fantastic. Yeah.
Kind of what we do around here. So, and I'm always proud to say that we have a llama stuck in the waterfall. And we have a sheep stuck in the statue. It's crazy in here.
Embedded animals.
Yeah. So as you can see, we have like just not really a garden, but just a little nice wild space in here with some trees and some grass and things like that. And now we're going to go upstairs to the cathedral, and we're going to ask you to plant a gratitude, express something you're grateful for, and we'll tack it on the wall, and we'll go from there. So you follow me in game?
Sure thing.
All right. Up the stairs. We built this.
I went into game when we first got the Cogs land, and I tried to make it out to our land, and I died once immediately, drowning. I didn't realize how to swim, and then I figured out how to swim, so that was good. But then I fell into a pit full of animals, and there was no way to escape the pit except for a little pool of water, so I had to drown myself again. But that's okay.
That's a pretty common first Minecraft experience. That's pretty much how it goes. Great. All right, so now we're up on the surface platform that is in front of the cathedral. If you turn around, you can see the actual cathedral building. And what the really special part of what happens here is, as at the perimeter, you can see these wood platforms, or I guess we would call them plinths, would be the right word. And on them, you can see a bunch of wooden signs. And those signs basically are people who have joined us every week, week over week, either in the game here or on YouTube. And if they can't join us in game, here I'm going to throw you a stack of signs here. Let's do that. I mean, that just makes sense, right? There we go. So if you just walk to those, it should pick them right up for you. If people can't join us in game, they watch the live stream. They tell us what they're grateful for. We put their name and a sign up on the wall. So if you walk up and look, you can see there's a date that we began doing this. Laugh Track, that's my roommate. Laugh Track is grateful for a work from home job because it's been a crazy year. Grateful for Chinese hot mustard. I'm not even sure who put that one there, but anything you're grateful for is appropriate for this wall. And some of them are more appropriate than others. This is one of mine. Grateful for his woke mom. My mom that got involved with me in a homeless project last year, and it was really exciting. So what we've already covered half of the circle. So follow me, and just we're going to go to the newest plinth and put up our marker. But we've been doing this in this cathedral for about 4 months, and we are now about halfway around.
I bet you filled the last one in a month.
I mean, it's been really fast. Yeah, last week we had the biggest number of people on the server we'd ever had, and about half of them were in here in the cathedral. So what we do is we get together, we watch the sunrise silently, we express our gratitudes, and then we wrap up and there's a giant snowball fight. That's basically how things go on Sunday mornings at the Church of Reason. And swearing is also encouraged in our church, which is not something you get a lot of. So
fantastic.
Okay, so what do we got here? Grateful for Uplift by Yoshi Kondo from Atlantic Records. That's an interesting conversation. I am grateful to this community. Joseph Godot from O1 Capital. So apparently we've had some guests, some VIP guests have wandered through here.
Wow.
In the past little while. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the sign up by right-clicking on the wall with the sign in your right hand and just express what you're grateful for.
How do I equip the sign? E?
Let me Greg is okay. So you need to put the sign in your right hand. So if you hit your E key, you should be able to scroll wheel to the signs, or put them in the lowest row. That's the hotbar row.
Got that. Okay. And then once it's in the hotbar,
now you scroll wheel over to it, or you can hit the number. There, you got it. You got it now. So now you're going to right click on the wall. And that'll place the sign on the wall.
I can't
right click. Oh, do I have to give you op powers for that? I'll tell you what. Let me put up the gratitude marker I have. All right. So Chris is grateful for.
Right now, I'm grateful for getting into Clubhouse. It's been fascinating over the last few days.
Tell me what Clubhouse is.
So it's an app on iOS right now. It's not on Android, unfortunately, but luckily I have an iPad sitting around, and it's just a voice chat app, but it's based around rooms. So people will host a room with a theme, and then the room gets divided into speakers and the audience. But anyone in the audience can put their hand up if they want, and then the speakers can invite them up into the speakers area. So just with that little level of organization, and then the ability to see which rooms people you follow are into, this massive community has evolved where you can really quickly get into groups of people that you share a lot of interests with. And anytime I fire it up, there's 20 chats going that I would like to listen in on, and one that I might like to take part in. So really neat. Yeah.
All right. I love people who are grateful for tech things. Like we forget to be. Sometimes I think it's so automatic for us to be in the digital world. And I'm old enough to remember when, if you wanted to see a map, you had to actually literally go to a library or a museum to see a map.
Well, even in video games, I remember playing old Ultima games that came with a map, right? And you had to do a lot of,
a paper map that hung on your wall. Yeah. Exactly. Well, shoot, I still love games that do that. Like when I bought one of the games I bought had a map of the world, and it's recent. It was a fairly recent game, and I was like, oh, they're still making games with paper maps. I got all excited because I'm a bit of a map junkie, which may be part of why I love Minecraft, because you're exploring a world and mapping it out as you go, kind of thing.
I really liked the satellite map for this one too. You know, I was starting to keep it up and running a little bit and see what was going on.
And you can see cool things develop in your real time. When something new gets built, you see it right away. We love that. All
It'd be cool to have an NFT that was a map that could, update as the map gets explored by everybody, because I think we can have those mutable attributes on Wax.
Well, that idea is out in the world now. So we'll see what somebody does with that. Okay, so this is another one of Jennifer Barrett's murals. This is what made me ask her to come do the one down in the cave. She did this one first. And she's, I think it was Gary from Boyd said, Jennifer's the Banksy of the Uplift world, and we like that. And she actually just auctioned off a work, and M Blue bought it, and it's going to be put up on his on one of his walls now. So she's actually an artist who's getting paid to build things in the Minecraft world, and that to me, like, is I am the community guy, but also watching my friends who are creative and artistic get paid for making things in the Minecraft world has been extraordinary. It's a thing I never imagined would happen. We
that's an interesting example of the trust there too. Like, I'm guessing a work of art like this is not an NFT, right? It's just a big mural that someone has commissioned or paid for, right? Because you've got a good trusting community. You don't have to have everything be a token or an NFT, but because we all have Wax, we can transfer, something of value back and forth. So.
Right. And I believe Corey is going to have this one or the other one made into an NFT here shortly, because that's again, that's the thing that he does so well, is integrate these things together. And I basically, when I was talking to Corey about our server and what plugins we wanted, I said, I saw a plugin the other day. You can have a cryptocurrency ticker in your Minecraft world, and then I saw that you can tokenize the economy in your Minecraft world. And he was like, what? And that's when the gears all started clicking for him. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take me off screen for just a minute here, and I'm going to struggle with the map actually to make sure I can teleport us close to where we got to go.
Awesome.
So give me just a second while I do that. And you know what? I can actually share that screen. No, Greg, don't leave studio. That would be bad. Share screen. There we go. That's this is the Dyn map that we're talking about. We zoom in, you can see where Chris and I are here in the cathedral. Actually, you're not showing up in the screen. That's very strange. Oh, there you are, because we're standing so close together. So that's the overhead satellite view of the cathedral. And everything we started in this Minecraft world actually started in this little tiny spot over here. When Corey started building this dome, we were like, God, why did he build something so far away? Because we thought that was forever. But it turns out that as we zoom out and you start to see how much is happening, it was just a very tiny, tiny part of the world as it's going now. So what I have to do is I have to orient myself to find your spot on the community cluster map, and then try and count squares to figure out where we're gonna go. So give me just a moment here while I sort. Oh, you're next door to 5. So I was almost right first time. Look at that. Okay. So that's good. Now I can get me back in game, and I'm going to teleport me, and then I'm going to teleport you, and we're going to get on out there. Are you in creative mode? Let me check.
I don't know how to even tell, to be honest. Actually, that's one thing my coworker was asking. He said that he thought we only had survival mode, but I was pretty sure there was a way to do creative mode.
Yeah, we've decided everyone that's in the community cluster that's building right now is going to keep creative mode until the beta release, because people are coming on board and wanting to build really amazing things, and we want those things built. So for now, everybody's in creative build. But what I've had to do is I've had to warn people that be careful what you build, because if you build a water elevator too tall, when we do flip over to survival mode, people can drown. If they're under the water too long, you can go up and down in elevators, but if you're in the water too long, you're going to drown. So they're going to kill people with some of their
That's
designs,
funny.
which
Yeah,
I think is hilarious. Probably not to the player, but definitely to me. All right.
So after
I'm
the live stream, I could get you to maybe add my coworker to creative mode as well. Is that how it works?
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome.
All right. So let me pop that. Where are you, Greg? There we go. We're going to go. Okay. Sorry, a little crazy here.
No, that's great.
PP. Uplift Greg. I changed my username. I had the same gaming username for 1,000 years since the old days of silent games before talkies were invented. Yeah. And I've been using that name forever, but I decided I needed to change it because nobody knew who AX Smitty was in this universe. So there we go. Okay, that's me. And then we'll TP C Tuttle Greg. And that should teleport you as well over to me.
All right.
That work? Are you there?
I am.
Why can I not see you? That's very strange. Back up full screen mode.
Yeah. Find some dry land.
That's very strange. I can't see where you are.
I just see you dropped in again. You're right in front of me. It looks like you were staring at me. I'm behind you now. Yeah, I'm right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like we haven't done anything with the land yet, eh?
I'm live on stream.
That's it. I can't see you. That's so weird. Are you up? Are you floating? Maybe.
No, I'm on the land right in front of you.
That is bizarre. I don't even know. So I'm just going to pretend you're. I can see you. And so this is the plot, and it looks like you guys haven't done any kind of builds or anything.
Okay. We are. So is this right at the center of the plot, or how does that?
You were near the center. Let me look at the 2D again. I'm having a little trouble keeping both up at the same time here.
Oh, I can dig holes here.
We're sort of on the edge of the inner circle of the plot. So if we were to go south a little bit in the game, that should. What is happening there? That's
I've lost you now, to be honest.
I don't know. I popped up into the sky there to have a look around.
Right.
So let's see. We're gonna go. That's west. That should be south. So we're gonna go south a little bit and get more towards the center of the plot. This is a biome that's called swamp. Do you remember how to swim now or how to fly? Double click your space bar. Yep. Okay. And you should be able to space bar up, shift key down, left, right, WASD kind of controls. Okay, but if you double click your mouse again or your space bar again, you'll drop. But you're in creative mode now, so you can't die except if somebody throws you out of the world because you did something wrong. So this is more towards the center. So this is much more like what people think of when they think of Minecraft is this forested, hilly kind of terrain with lots of trees and sheep and dirt and then stone under, which is that's the key thing, right? Mining down for resources essential to the game. Have you played Minecraft before?
And no, I have some cousins that did, so I've looked at it a little bit, but not really. I've played a lot of Dwarf Fortress. I know it's not quite the same, but there's levels to it and resource mining. So
I don't even know that one. You are more of a gamer than me. I play this and FIFA Soccer. That's pretty much in Civilization. Played a lot of Civilization.
Oh yeah.
I love those games beyond all reason. I've probably played thousands of hours of Civ games.
I found a little area over here with some chests and a bed. Is that part of our land? I can dig here.
It sounds like, yeah. Well, if you can dig there, it's definitely...
All right.
Let me look at the map again, since I can't see you in the game, which is bizarre. Let's see.
Should I try logging out and back in again, maybe?
If you want, you'll pop right back in here then. So you're at the center of the plot. Now I'll come to where you are.
Sure, and I'll just try.
You are eastward from I'm facing the right way, so that's good. Oh yeah, I see somebody has done something here. Yep, I just saw you.
Oh, I
I
bet
see
you
you
this
now.
is what Neil's set up, but what my coworker set up. He probably
Yep,
got here.
yep. This is a pretty good survival start. He's got some things here, some golden melon and some tools, and he's been. I know he's been playing in creative mode because he's got some fire charges in
Oh,
there.
good. He figured it out.
Yeah, yep. Nice, and he's got some woodcut to build stuff. So this looks like where the center of the Cogs universe in the Uplift world is going to start.
So if I accidentally dug a bunch of holes and he doesn't like them, he can fill them in, right?
Oh yeah, super easy, super easy.
Cool.
I can do it even. Yeah, so we just
awesome.
So one of the things that I love about survival Minecraft when you can die is if you catch somebody standing around AFK, they've gone away from their computer and their character's just standing in the world, and they don't have any tools in their hand. You can surround them with obsidian, which is the hardest material in the game, and they come back to their computer and all they can see is black, and they can hit for hours and not break through obsidian. So you can lock somebody up in a box and fly away, or TNT so that they bump one and then they all explode and they die. Minecraft pranks. Yeah, we have a whole prank culture. I filled Corey's house with.
To say that there's 3 modes. That there's like creative mode, there's survival mode, and then there's like survival mode with enemies. Or are they?
Oh yeah, Well, survival mode it has the ability to have hostile mobs, is what they're called in the game. But yeah, basically zombies, skeletons that fire arrows at you, and a whole other nest of one called creepers. They sneak up without any sound at all behind you and then explode. And so for me, like we're having this, I don't want to call it an argument because it's all in fun, but the creative people who have never played Minecraft before, they're terrified of the survival world aspect where you'd have to go fight these mobs or hide from them or whatever you got to do. But there's some materials in the game you can only get from hostile mobs. For instance, if you want fireworks, which are really pretty, the only way to get it is to get the gunpowder from creepers that you kill.
That's a fun way to incentivize people trying survival mode.
Yes, and my roommate Donna had never played before. She was terrified of all that. But now she gets that if I want bone meal to make my garden better, got to kill skeletons.
Yeah.
Right? So there's 2. You can run around the world and kill them as you see them. That's good.
I found a tunnel.
But you can also build machines, basically farms that spawn these certain kind of monsters, and it kills them automatically, and you gather resources. So you can kind of gamify what you find in the world. You can grow sheep, you can dye the sheep, then they grow pink wool or blue wool or green wool or 16 colors of wool. So there's all sorts of mechanics that work in survival mode that don't work in creative mode. In creative mode, we can just conjure in anything we want from an unlimited menu of materials. There's every block in the game right there. Right. There's every kind of flower and plant and decorative block in the game right there, and I can just place them wherever I want.
Architecture or something, but it's no fun for a long-term type thing, and especially if you're building economies, right?
Right. So we got 3 things going on. We got creative mode, which is basically we can fly around and make beautiful artistic pieces, and there's a lot of that going on, and we're going to show you some of that. Then there's, as you say, survival, but survival 1A is peaceful mode, which is you can still die, you can still fall off things to your death, you can still burn to death in lava or drown, but there's no monsters in the world. And then there's survival mode 1B, which is all of that, and there are things that are actively trying to kill you every time the sun goes down. So there are strategies to keep yourself safe from those things. Like in any game, it would be, you can build a fortress so you go inside at night and they can't get in, as long as it's well lit. Or you can, as long as you go to sleep right as the sun goes down, if you hit the bed right as the sun goes down, then it skips the night cycle. So nothing, all bad things spawn in the dark. And so as long as you go to sleep before it gets totally dark, you come out 6 seconds later and it's the next day. So what you should do before we go any further is you should go over here and right click on the bed, and you're going to get a message that says something like you can only sleep at night or during a thunderstorm. But what also just happened is that set this as your spawn point. So the next time you log onto the game, this is where you'll pop back in rather than have to drown 3 times getting from the cathedral to out here. Cool so far?
No, that's great. I feel like it was, especially because I had such a busy week, it was hard to justify slogging all the way out here. But now that I'm here, I can get going. Right.
So you can punch trees and start getting materials gathered. This is a really beautiful forested plot you got right on the edge of the swamp there. There may or may not be a village on your property somewhere that contains NPCs you can trade with. They're random. Some places have 2, some have none. Some have abandoned villages that are haunted. It's crazy stuff. And as you say, underground, there's a whole nother set of environments. Now, you said something about 3 game modes, and the other one that applies, and I'm just going to dip into it and show you. You see people that are streaming do this once in a while to show people what they've done underground. Spectator mode allows you to go down, and you can go through things. So this way, you can see he did dig a mine here, right? You can see the stairway he dug down. That would be Nils, is that right?
Yeah.
Right. So he dug down to do some mining, and you can see the other environments that are down here. Now, anywhere it's dark, anywhere there's no torches, if this was a survival world, there would be monsters spawning in those places. So the first thing you do is you run through these halls. See, this is an abandoned mine shaft, and there's going to be goodies like in that chest right there. There'll be some cool stuff, some seeds, some gold, a saddle, an old record. That's all useful later in the game. But you will run through and light all these places up so that you can get the resources out of them. There will often be exposed gold and coal in the mine, in the walls, and things like that. And then there's lava. Definitely no swimming in lava.
Fair.
It's not recommended. So yeah, this is a natural cavern system that's intershot with an abandoned mine down there. You can see.
Wow, that's super cool. And so that's on our land mostly as well.
Yeah, that's right under where we were just standing. I think I'm going to come up.
So we can basically, like, if we wanted to, we could refurbish the whole area into a big underground cavern and do something.
Oh yeah,
it's just like in Dwarf Fortress. I can see this working great. Yeah.
All right, so let me pop back up again and when I see where you are. There, see, that's the hill we were on right there. No, is that not it? I thought that was the spot. Saw that square and thought that was where we had just been the clearing.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to read.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there we are. I'm heading there too.
Yep.
Oh.
Look at that. And there's Chris Tuttle. We need to get you a custom skin.
Yeah.
I have about 6 of them. I have a formal tux because there's a party coming up, an invite-only dance party. So I have a formal tux for that, and I have a Mayan Lord suit because the city we're building has a Mayan theme.
How do you go about doing that?
There's a website called Skindex, and I tried to put this in the comments on the other day, and it said content not allowed. It's like weird. But if you just search for Minecraft skin, Skindex comes up, and essentially when you go there, you will you'll enter your Minecraft ID number and search for a skin you like, put it on, and then it'll automatically upload it to the Minecraft world. So I have I have a closet full of different outfits. I have my safari outfit that I wear when we're doing adventure tours. I have a construction engineer outfit for when I'm building stuff. So I have suits for all occasions now. Because I'm a giant nerd is what's happening there. All right, so do you want to see one of the spectacular builds that's going on around here?
Of course, definitely.
All right, let me jump on the map again. Let's go to the map, as Richard Jenny used to say. You remember him, the comedian Richard Jenny?
Name doesn't ring a bell, to be honest.
He was so good. Who was the first guy that said, this tomato juice is good. I think I'll put some clams in it. Clamato. Who the heck thought of this? That was a Richard Jenny bit. Yeah, let's go see the Boyd plot. So I'm gonna do the thing again where I teleport over, and I'll zip you over there with me. So I got to do 2 things. I'm trying to manage 2 screens here, and for some reason, lost my mind today. TP. We're gonna go minus 13. 1, 2, 3. This is a mod power, being able to teleport myself around the map as I see fit. And not everybody has this, so that's why they made me a tour guide. Handy if you get stuck in for instance, a pool full of water with a bunch of animals and you can't get out of it.
Yeah, well, and especially because people own this land, right? Like if you could just mine your way out, it's one thing, but when it says you can't break a block here, you're stuck. It's like,
that's especially heinous. Yeah. Okay. TP. Tuttle. I don't have to say these things out as I spell them, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay. Whoop. Oh, did you just fall? No, there you go. So this is the Boyd plot. And they were the first ones to do really pretty amazing builds in the world. Let me get this back up. Yeah, they've gone to some extraordinary lengths. There are spaceships. There's an Imperial Walker, an AT-AT over there from Star Wars. They have a giant spaceship floating in the sky that has Corey's name enshrined in it. There you go. There's a launch bay there with a standing shuttle in it. They've gone nuts. And this is Gary from Boyd, I guess, is the primary builder over here. But you notice they made a big computer motherboard with a GPU and a CPU on it. Yeah, they got a lot going on over here.
This is so good.
Right. And this is all, like I said, creative build mode, right, which gives you kind of the unlimited palette.
Right.
But it's not simple. It's not easy to conceptualize and build things like this. It takes hours even to do it this way. Just because
you have all the resources doesn't mean you can just do it.
Well, Anders, any observation, Anders, he definitely thinks this is cheating. So that's that weird argument that's going on between the creative people and the survival people. And I'm totally team survival, hashtag hostile mobs. Yes, that's me. But for now, since we have these tools, I'm so appreciative of the artistic capability, the design capability of the people that are in the world. They've also built a gratitude, like a library where you can sign a gratitude sign somewhere here. And I don't know where it is yet. I really have to have somebody. Oh, I think it's the library with the giant book on top of it over here.
That would make sense,
right? Yeah, and they were the first ones to realize that they could make a working QR code horizontal on the map, and so you could hold your phone up to the screen and click a link, and it would take you to the Boyd website. We were like, remember the scene in 2001: A Space Odyssey with the apes are around the monolith and like, they're all excited. That's how we were when we saw the working QR code in the game. So yeah, where's their? Maybe they may have taken it down because now there's like 4 or 5 of them. Once they did it, everybody got a working QR code. But there's the overhead view. It's absolutely astonishing what they've done. And I love this. And like I said, they were the first to do this big, fascinating, beautiful stuff. And then Blockbase came along and built a giant cube that has an underwater city in it, or partially underwater city. It's some above the water, some below the water. Every time you come by these, this is why this is going to work. The whole idea that Corey has about rail travel or using the railroads to move from place to place, and you get benefit from doing so. If you move across the land, you get a reward. True. Yeah. But if you move along the rail plots, you get more reward. It doesn't mean you have to be in a rail car because there's a big walking promenade on those squares as well. Right. So you get more reward for using that system than you do for walking just across open land. And so we're incentivizing using those because what we want people to do is get on a rail car and travel to see all this stuff, right? Like we really think that people are going to want to tour and walk around in these builds. And people that don't have Minecraft, they're losing their minds because they can see this, just like we're seeing it on video. They can't fly around and go inside the buildings. And some of the buildings have, Easter eggs and surprises and traps and hilarious things.
This whole thing sort of has the feel of like Disneyland just being built. It's not quite full, it's not quite ready, but like the things that you see are spectacular.
Yeah, on the nose. I lived 90 miles from Disney World. I went there, I think, 20 days after opening day in 1972. I think that was, but I was an 8-year-old, right? And you could see it in the distance, and it just got cooler and bigger as you got closer and closer. And I feel the same way when I look at this. It's like you're watching, you're looking through the construction fence to see what the next attraction is going to be. And and every day we get surprised. Every time I fly somebody through here, I go, oh, well, that's a new thing I didn't see before. So there you go. This is the Boyd cluster, and we're just so excited. They got in here and got right down to it. And I tend to focus on the same 3 or 4. So I'm going to try and, I love all the monitors behind Chris. There's Anders. He popped in. Yeah, I already went, ooh, somebody's a musician. It turns out it's somebody else. It's not Chris.
I play piano, but Cybercoms uses the computer setup.
Right on. I've been tending to focus on like a few of the builds, but I'm going to try and get us to one I haven't been to very often. And actually, since he's here, I'm going to take you and show you what Any Observation did. What Anders has done, because I have to figure out which.
He mentioned his garden on stream earlier today when I was.
He did it in survival mode, and he's very proud of that, and he should be because it's much more difficult. Let's see. Hey, Anders, do you happen to, off the top of your head, know the coordinates for your your build, because the map is not built in yet. And I'm having a little trouble seeing it. So if you below the big square, like there. Oh yeah, I got you. Nice. That'll work. Okay, so we're just going to copy that and open game back up. And we're going to go TP and paste. Maybe I'm not. I'm not. Somebody's going to pull it up on another screen. Hang on. That's what I was afraid of. TP minus 11875. Here I am reading out loud again.
I'm excited for the sale. It's tomorrow, right?
It is. And funny enough, in my personal life, my girlfriend is also, she has a business that she's been running out of her home, and we have not seen each other very much. So I promised her, no matter what, babe, Saturday is our day. So I'm gonna miss the entire thing. I'm gonna be sitting around on the couch watching movies in my pajamas. Not that I'm complaining.
Like the one thing to miss it for, right?
I mean, it could be worse, right? So, like the funny thing is, my roommate and I were talking. She knows my girl, and she said she'll fall asleep on the couch, and this is exactly what's going to happen. She's going to fall asleep on the couch, and then I'm just going to sneak off to the other room and check in on the land sale. Yep, and here we are. We're having the build problem again. So let's give it a minute to see if that.
Boyd's sure loaded fast, though. That one seemed to work right away. I wonder what.
Yeah, we've been really iffy today, just simply because there's a huge data transfer going on.
So you're, like you say, you're moving up to bigger servers. Like, what is the sort of biggest Minecraft server in existence? How much are you guys going to start rivaling that?
I don't know, but Ben, our techno wizard guy, he tells us he thinks we're on our way to being the biggest Minecraft server in the world, which is scary. So it's just something we never imagined. It's beyond my imagining that could possibly happen. But
it seems like there couldn't be a better group of people to be doing it, and I feel like if Minecraft gets more and more involved in things like this, you guys are building something that's worth supporting. So it's
okay. Well, I landed on a dock here, but I'm still not sure.
I'm at the top of the pyramid now.
Yeah. Oh, you are okay. So I can't even see the pyramid. Let me come south to you just a little bit here. All right. Here we go.
He built this whole thing in survival.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And I totally get his whole thing about a survival mode, because I spent a lot of time working in survival mode. And in fact, that cathedral dome that you were in, Corey built that whole thing himself, putting one block on top of another in survival mode, building scaffolding and piles of dirt to keep from falling off of stuff. So we know what the struggle is like to make a creative world thing happen, or a survival world thing happen. And I 100% appreciate the effort. So yeah, this whole thing is covered in water, right? And then you can go. There is a front entrance, but this is the fun way. So you just come on down to the floor down here.
I am in here doing the same thing. So
right on. How beautiful is the water render with these pages I got on, right?
Yeah, I need to put some stuff like that on mine for sure.
I've finally got a decent computer. I have the RTX 2040 card, I think it's called, which is a 6 gig RTX video card, brand new computer.
Nice.
So I'm styling in the hardware department right now.
Yeah, I splurged on a laptop with a 2070, and it's night and day compared to the sort of stuff I was using before, which was mostly just my iPad. So.
I've never been able to use shaders. I've always been incredibly jealous of people running shaders in Minecraft World. So now, all right, so this is the inside of the pyramid, and you can platform climb all the way up to the top there. He's built a big entrance. At first, the only way in or out was through the roof, but I guess the citizenry complained. I don't know how that happened.
Does this mean that he built every block, like crafted and placed?
I'm pretty sure he had some help. He'll tell us.
Yeah.
He'll let us know. He mined out all this material. He did not just conjure this in creative. So I'm going to show you that where he dug it all out from is actually a pretty. I
mean, I've built some pretty cool things in Dwarf Fortress, but again, you've got like 100 dwarves doing the work. You just designate everything.
You tell everybody what to build, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to remember where the stairway down is. I believe that's over here. Is that right? Have I got that right? Yeah. So are you over near me here somewhere? You see where I am?
Stairway down. I don't know why I'm having a hard time spotting you here.
There's a box-shaped room over on the North side of the room.
North side.
Now, my friends, help me with the garden and outdoors.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I see the room.
There you go. Yeah, pyramid. He made 100% block by block, most with diamonds and iron pickaxes. Like he had to go down and get the materials to even make the tools.
All right, of course.
All right, here we go. So first level. First level down here is the farm. Oh, I see you've got a turtle issue. Once they start breeding, you cannot get them to stop. You will get a lot of turtles.
Really?
Yep, these are sea turtles. And look, the pumpkins to the right, melons to the left, carrots over there. This is a massive farm. Like, this is a ridiculously big farm. And in survival mode, you know, you're going to need food. So you might have to talk to Anders.
That's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure now from seeing this that Anders is a guy that has a survival bunker in his house.
He's ready.
Once you got cows over here.
The sheep, holy.
Yep. Sheep, dogs. Look at all the dogs.
It's unending.
Horses. Yep. He's got it all going on here. So he's like setting himself up to be the apocalypse general in the Postman, the Kevin Costner movie. He's waiting for Waterworld to happen. That's what's happening.
We just watched The Postman. Maybe.
I actually really like that movie. I know it didn't get a lot of people didn't like it. I really love that movie.
I love the book, and so like where the movie deviated from that was fun.
Right. I don't think I've ever read the book actually. All right. So yeah, so he mined all this out. This is where all the stone that you see in the pyramid came from. Is all of this, and I love that he, like usually when people mine out a big space, they just leave a big square box. But look, he put all these little niches in there with torches. This is an astonishing build, and I'm really, I'm agog at it. And I don't come over here and show it to people often enough, Anders, so I apologize.
Really neat. Yeah, well, I mean, they're two different styles, right? Like the Boyd plot, you know, shows what you can do.
High tech, right? Yeah.
Limited resources. Yeah, exactly. But this, like, there's a certain amount of simplicity that comes from having to use the resources at your disposal, and then you build all the complexity in with the architecture and how you.
I love that you get this, because sometimes people that's a pretty nuanced view that you see that there's a difference in how you would approach it, you know. And I like people that have a story, have like a lore story about what they built. My little personal domain here is I picked my square, and I got to pick my square because I was here before anybody else. I picked one that has a massive coral reef and some small islands, and because I'm a Florida Gulf Coast boy. Right. Yeah. It has a pirate theme. So I have a direct copy of the Castillo de San Marco from St. Augustine, Florida, and then a smaller pirate island fortress and a sunken ship museum. And I just love that it looks like it's from that period. There's sailing ships in the harbor. So I've really enjoyed it. Yeah. It kind of has but on one of the odds, I want to put like the Moai from Easter Island, which will look totally incongruous with a Caribbean theme. But I just think it still has that age of exploration and sailing ship kind of feel. Yeah. So anyway, and I just read Missioner's Caribbean, where some of the part of the story is about pirates that went around the Cape Horn and into the Pacific, and were predators on ships there. So yeah, I'll say James Missioner said this was perfect. So I don't know what's wrong with you people. That's going to be my story. Of course, the period of Palenque, we're building a city called Chicken Ka.
I heard about Chicken Ka. Chicken
Ka. Yeah, like from was it Arrested Development? Have any of you actually ever seen a chicken? But yeah, the pyramid of Palenque does not, in fact, have a giant stone and gold chicken on it. But so we took some liberties, is what I'm saying. We're not that married to the history. Although I'm sure someone will find a way to tell us that it was very offensive that we we did that, and we'll deal with it. Although I did have somebody from that part of the world tell me, "Oh, it's a pyramid. We didn't know it was there until white people found it." So that was a weird thing. All right, you want to go somewhere else?
Sure, let's try another one.
Are there any of them that you know about that you heard about that you want to see?
Oh, no! Surprise me on the next one.
All right, let's see. I'll tell you what. Let's take you out and show you what's gonna be Crownlandia. There's not much there yet, but Crown Lisa Chandler was she was the first, I think, to see the potential for this for people that don't play Minecraft. Like she got that. She started a thing like I'm an old enough guy that I remember playing, and people do this again now, but people used to play my D&D with a dungeon master who had everything written down. You really didn't have any figurines or anything. You just kind of had to, he told a story, you're standing in front of a giant wood door. So Lisa and some other folks started a town called Crownlandia that's basically was all on a spreadsheet. And there was a coffee shop. And when she saw what we were doing, she just, well, we could put Crownlandia in a place that people could actually walk around in. So my job now is I'm going to be developing and building Crownlandia for Lisa and the Crownlandia people.
Fantastic.
And so I spent several hours the other day crafting a giant floating island in the sky. So let's go see that, and we'll take a peek at that. And we're like almost up to an hour. You believe it's been an hour?
I can't believe it's been.
You can do this for days. I could do this.
Oh, absolutely. We got a couple of Oculus Quest 2s this month as well, and it's the same sort of feeling where you're just suddenly you blink and it's been 3 hours. You know?
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
I played that once over at Corey's house, and there were two things that I did in that with the Oculus. One was a space shuttle thing where you're on the arm and the space shuttle gets hit by something and you have to get your way back into the ship, which was crazy and beautiful. And then the other one was it was like a tabletop war game, like Age of Empires style, and you flew across the table to move your pieces, and I was just that, as an old war gamer, that was one of my favorite things ever that I've ever seen. All right, so
really amazing, and the art apps on there too. Like, you know, there's nothing quite like doing the 3D art in a virtual world like that and being able to walk around in a room. I can't wait to see more and more of this applied. I've been trying to get into Somnium Space for the last couple of days, but it's actually kind of complicated to get it all set up and plugged in. I keep getting errors, but I'll make it happen. Yeah.
I think that's where I want to go. Did that work? Yep, it did. And again, waiting for everything to build in the world. I just got one tiny little chunk.
Looks like Cat and Toad's Adventure.
You know, there's a Minecraft version called Skyblocks where basically you muster in on a platform like this and you have to build just with what's there. And it's a much tougher way to play Minecraft.
Almost Jenga.
Hey, thanks, Mblue. I saw that Mblue popped in and said hello a little bit earlier in the comments, and I neglected to say hi back. I hope he's still here. He probably isn't. He and Corey are, running a million miles an hour right now.
Yeah. No, this is so nice for me to. It feels like taking a break and getting out into the wilderness.
oh, look, flying sheep. There must be some sort of land over there. Here we go. Now it's building in. Okay, that's better. Now seem to be stuck in a. There we go.
Right.
Yeah, it's taken forever to build in. Sorry about that.
Oh, is this going to be like a first-time thing for the world?
Yeah, I think I don't know that for sure, but it feels to me like what's happening is the world has to re-render on the new server because in Minecraft the world doesn't exist until you walk over the land. Like the chunks render in for the first time as you're exploring the world. And I think maybe it has to. I think it has to migrate all of that data over here, and it takes a little longer.
Is this a lava pillar or is it just stone? What do we look
well, if it's orange, it's lava.
Yeah. Wow. It just doesn't glow when it's outside, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glitching. I'll tell you what. I'm going to log off and back on again and see if that helps rebuild the world. So give me just a moment here. We have a fancy upload screen now.
It's great. Yeah.
It used to be just the server number because we were not fancy, and now there we go. That's a little better. Oh, that's a pillar. Okay, that marks the corner of the Crownlandia property. That's a pillar of magma block that I put there. So I wanted a way to. Lisa, she had never played Minecraft before, and she really didn't have an idea how big their region was going to be at 1,000 by 1,000. So I did that just so I could bring her over and show her. I flew her from corner to corner and kind of blew her mind a little bit with how big it is. So we're going to fly southeast, and that's going to bring us to the beginnings of things. So the first thing that happened is I put down a construction office, like a portable. And right next to that, we built a welcome center, a membership center, which is sort of Lisa's office in the world. Boy, this is just so slow to render in. Usually this is instantaneous with my computer, so ain't me.
Yeah, I mean, it shows, that it's not the computer, that's for sure.
Do something.
Got a pool of lava too, yeah.
Yep. Some of those appear natural on the surface, but there's other ones that will contain what they're calling now a broken portal, which if you piece the pieces together makes a working portal into the nether, which is a whole nother dimension.
Oh boy.
And we haven't done anything we haven't really set any kind of expectation on the portals. So we're not sure how they're going to get utilized yet. You can use portals to travel faster. In other words, the nether is a whole nother region. And It is, for every block you travel in the nether, you travel 8 blocks on the surface. So you can actually make shortcuts down there that cool. Go all over the place. But we're not excited about letting people use that right away because it doesn't it kind of short circuits the rail system.
Although I guess if it doesn't give you any rewards for moving down there, then you get to choose.
Right. We're not sure what to do about that, right? We're still, believe it, we're pre-alpha, right? Alpha doesn't start until the land sale, so we're still working out how all that's going to go. Boy, I wish this would render in.
I've managed to lose you again, of course, but I'm just surveying.
I think I'm east and south of you. So if you hit F3 on your screen, you'll bring up a HUD shows your facing direction on the left-hand column.
Got it.
That should get you close.
And so I'll just head southeast.
Yep.
Oh yeah, over in the mountains.
Wow. Yeah, I'm disappointed in how this is. Oh, here we go. Okay, now I found where I'm at. It was actually standing right next to the building I was looking for. Let me jump off again. When I disconnected it, it did better when I came back. So let's see.
I can see the portable. So.
Yep, there it is. So yeah, this is the headquarters of the Crownlandia Development Office. And not only am I building Crownlandia, but I've been hired to build things for other people too. We built some big horizontal logos that are visible from space. And so yeah, we got a KDO portable office with fancy lanterns because I'm a fancy guy.
Of course. And
then up over the hill here is the membership center. There you go. You're at the door. It's got the nice conference table inside and a pretty view of the land around it. And that's all we've done here so far because I've been so busy.
It feels exactly like what you do when you first start to develop a piece of land.
Oh yeah, it does.
Exactly that far.
And I did it this way on purpose. In fact, it would have been really simple for me to come in and make a bunch of paved roads in here. But I thought since it's going to be small and not densely populated, first it's just walking paths. So you can see this is what I have in mind for like a main street with this path that goes off into the distance here. And we'll start building things down both sides of that. And when it begins to fill in, we'll make the road a little more, suitable, and we'll have some branching roads. So I want it to grow like a real town as people come in and begin to populate it.
And so again, for people who are Minecraft, natives, this will be sort of curated initially, right? So they can sort of spawn in somewhere, walk through, and they can build the experience themselves.
Exactly right. And Lisa, if she's still in the comments, she may be talking about this. I don't see her there now, but her idea is we like in Chicken Cog, I don't want to call us mercenary, but we have the idea that people are going to want to live in what we're building, and we're going to be able to sell them small land plots for houses or businesses or shops or whatever. Lisa's idea is the people that created Crownlandia with her, she wants them all to have a place in here free of charge. So some of them have an ice cream shop or like I said, she has a coffee shop or one guy, he's in nursing school in Africa. And he wants to have a health center. So we're going to build like a small hospital. And anybody that is part of that Crownlandia project will get that and a house, whatever their idea is for the region, and a house. And I'll build those or they'll build them if they know enough about Minecraft. But the idea is this is going to be a benefit for people that have been participating in Crownlandia, which is really they want to give a token away. They want their token to move around and fund some cool stuff. So I like that, and I like Lisa, so that I immediately glommed onto what she wanted done. But one of the ideas was to have like a pretty dramatic entry point to Crownlandia. So over here, I spent about 5 hours last Saturday, maybe 4, maybe 6. I don't know. I didn't count, but I built a giant floating island in the sky, and nobody will live on the island. but it's going to be a park, and there's a pretty special plan for what I'm going to do with it that I can't talk about until I actually do it. But here we got the giant floaties, and we put the first gratitude monument in Crownlandia up here. Unlike the cathedral where we face the sunrise, here in Crownlandia, we're facing westward toward the new day. That's kind of how we decided to express our gratitude in this part of the world. And you can see Corey and I were already here. But this is going to be a giant park space on top of the floating island with trees and gardens and animals, and a special feature I'm not at liberty to discuss just yet because then it'd have to kill me. But it looks out over you. If you get to the edge of the platform, and in my render, you can see the lights from the development office, and all that down below, by the way, that glow in the water is coral reef. So there's tropical fish and dolphins and sea turtles and everything else down in the, some watery regions in Minecraft worlds are polar or Arctic, some are tropical. This is a tropical sea with coral reef, and that was something that Lisa definitely wanted to have in their part of the world. Was some of the participants are all about ocean conservancy, right? So she has the idea to have a contest where people count the corals, which is going to be crazy because somebody is going to have to go and count them first, so we know who got it right.
Oh, of course.
Right, census of different kinds and numbers of coral in a 50-meter square. That's kind of a cool idea that people can analog that with real world stuff. So there you go. So this is going to be, it is Crownlandia, and it is going to be pretty special. And I think she probably has 30 or 40 people, even if they don't play Minecraft. And again, the Uplift, you'll be able to buy these NFTs, own land, sell land, have someone else go in and build for you if you don't have Minecraft or can't run Minecraft, right? At least you can go and you can look and see pictures of what you have in the world and participate that way. And we know that there are speculators. We know there's a bunch of people that can buy these NFTs up, and they're going to hold them until there's a lot of demand for them. But we feel like there's enough people that understand what we're doing that can't wait to get their feet in here and punch a tree and get a wooden shovel and start digging and building, that we think that's really going to be
well, it's another dimensionality than just like NFT speculation, right? Like if you want to speculate here, you're still better off getting into the world and building, because you're going to be able to sell improved land for, generally speaking, better than unimproved land. So even the people who are thinking about it purely financially are probably going to be incentivized to come hang out and figure it out.
Corey didn't give himself any land, but he gave myself and a few other people who all those rail plots that, all that work that's getting done, we got some early benefits. So I have a 1,000 by 1,000 plot. And because I made some pretty cool improvements on it, the first time he asked me, he's like, what would you sell that for right now? This is a month and a half ago before any of this was happening. It's like, I don't know, $100. And now I'm like, I should probably put a couple of zeros behind that price, and we think that, but we don't know which land is going to be valuable yet. Nobody does. And you can't know until people start populating the world. And so it's going to have a lot of real world population density analogs. Like everybody's going to want to have property down there near where that amazing Boyd build is, and but we don't know what'll be attractive to people. Some people may want to pay less and move way off into the hinterlands where nobody will bother them because that's what they want in the real world. So they're going to build that space.
We still don't know what kind of economies are going to build and develop too, right? Like there may be reasons for people to want to be out in the hinterlands keeping bees or something like that, right?
Yes,
like
right. Honey blocks are some of the most beautiful decorative blocks in the whole game. So if you set yourself in a place where Anders, pyramids will be the most valuable land. He's convinced. Of course. Me. Yeah. So by the way, we went with the Mayan pyramid. He went with the more traditional or the more Egyptian kind of shaped pyramid. But yeah, so that's welcome to the Uplift world.
Thank you. This has been a fantastic tour. I'm really excited to be a part of it.
I'm so glad.
Is there a chance you could take me back to my world before, or I guess I can just die if I need to.
Well, you can just when you despawn. Wait, no, I probably should translate you over there because I don't want to kill you. That seems rude.
I'll just go
drown on my tour. All right, but I got to remember where it was. So let me figure out how to get you there. Is it recent enough that it's in the text buffer? No, it's not. Of course not. Is it recent enough that it's in the command buffer? No, it's not. Okay, so let me go back to the map. It would have been easier to kill you. You're right.
Just can't do that on stream.
Well, I could. When we started this, there were 9 community cluster plots. That was our first inkling, and we were like, nobody's going to want those. They're way out in the middle of nowhere. Now look, there's all these community cluster plots out there. You are down. I'm close. That's you right there. So minus 13,750. I'm terrible. I'm like math lexic, so I have to look at things.
You wind up with a bunch of macros for this stuff, I bet, if you're doing this as much as you are.
And Ben, the magician, has been showing me how to do some cool stuff. I can't wait to have more time with him to learn how to manipulate the system. Really? Oh, TP. 2 3 7 5 0 100 1165. Boom! That should have taken you back over to your plot. You should be right above it now.
Oh yeah, I am somewhere else. Awesome.
There you go. Trust me, you're in the right place. What you remember the movie Beyond Thunderdome?
Mad Max?
Yeah. The one with Tina Turner. We've been joking around about what to do with people that abuse the rail system, and so we're thinking we're going to gulag them. Remember this: break a deal, spin the wheel, and they put him on a horse, or they put him on a donkey with a bucket of water and a big giant fiberglass head, and rode him off into the wilderness. We think that's what we're going to do with people. We're going to just teleport them off 50,000 blocks and take away their creative mode.
I love it.
So they have to walk back.
I love it. Yeah, by the time you get back, you're welcome again.
A gentleman would get her home safely. I did. I didn't kill her. Good grief. Gosh.
In Dwarf Fortress, they built ballistas, but they also built a minecart ballista that took advantage of the physics, so you could sort of build up speed and then shoot the minecart way off into the distance.
Somebody asked me that today. What are you going to do if somebody makes a thing that would launch them to a new place? Why would you do that? You're going to get money for walking or using the rail line. But if you do that, we'll just yeet you off the world. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye. You're out of here. All right. So
this was great. Thank you again. And
so for those that are interested, I think everybody in the comments probably knows this, but if you see this later and you'd like a tour, you can go to, and Lisa Chandler, you're going to have to type in the uplift.world, upliftworld.community. I can never remember the web addresses, but there's a sign-up sheet for tours. We charge 200 wax for a tour. You get an hour like we just spent with Chris, and we'll show you any of the stuff that you want to see. You can either be in-game or you can just join on the video tour. If you have 3 people that want to chip in or thinking about chipping in to invest in the Uplift World, we'll get you all in a conference like this, and then you can just watch the screens go by. But honestly, the best way to do this is to actually get in the game and drown and die in lava. That's the best possible thing to learn about it. So upliftworld.community is where you can sign up for tours, and we would love to have you. I'm going to end the live stream now, and we can chat for another minute or two. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I really appreciate you guys being in the comments. Any observation? It was good to see you in here. Team hostile mobs. Power to the people. Bye, guys. We'll see you. I'm sure I'll be on at some point with Corey tomorrow, maybe. I don't know what's going on. Bye.
Bye.